get up on the couch, baby? Hello, 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 hello. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. 79 degrees. 79 degrees. Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning from the beach. Well, from the beach in the hood. Right, Daisy? You're in the hood? Yeah. Hi, say hi. Say hello, everybody. You're so sweet. Hello. Hi, Eric. Welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, Calvin. Hey, Calvin, how are you? Excuse me. Calvin, I know you. Hi, Stitch Love. Stitch Love, how are you today? And do not say horrible. I do not want to hear horrible from you. Calvin says, good in you. I'm also good, thanks. Getting ready for work, so popping in for a bit. Oh, thank you. So kind. Eric says, after this, I have to go to school. School. Well, today's Thursday, right? So you only got 2 more days. That's not bad. Two more days. Stitch Love says bad. Okay, well, bad's not horrible. What's the matter, Stitch Love? Talk to me, young lady. What's the matter? Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's Thursday. Shaner the Gray. Hey, beautiful view. Must be a nice morning. It is. It is a nice morning. It's look. Oops. It's 79 degrees. 8:08. Oh, it just changed to 8. It just changed to 80. Yeah, it's 80 degrees. Eric says today's field day. Oh, where are you going? Or what's field day? Is that a trip or is that um, is that like the running races and all that stuff? I forget now. Hi, Adrian. Hey, welcome back, Adrian. Good to see you. Shaner says, oh, wow. You're on the West Coast? Nice. Calvin says, cold and rainy? Where are you, Calvin? Gonna be a warm here too, Shane? Shaner. Hey, West Country. Hi. How's West Country today? I'm trying to get my watch back on. Yeah, field day. Does that mean it's like, you tell me what's field day? When I went to school, I think field day was like, all the schools went together and had like a track meet type thing. Stitch Love, stress, anxiety, my foot hurts and I need my daily Daisy. Well, I can help you with one of those things. Maybe 2. West Country says, great, thank you. Sitting in the sun. Oh, nice. West Country is sitting in the sun. How awesome is that? All right, Stitch Love, are you ready to see Daisy? Say hi to Stitch Love. Say hello, Stitch Love. Say hi, Daisy. Say hi. Say hi. Hello. Say hello. Say hello. She needs a bath. She'll get a bath very soon. Oh, thank you, Calvin. Adrian says, hi, West Country. Super cute, Stitch Love. I hope that made you a little happy. Yeah, Wolf Wolf. Yeah, isn't she cute, you guys? She's cute. Hi, Brylon Farm. She says, hello, Kelly and friends. Everybody say hi to Stacy. Hello, Stacy. Everybody check out my friend Brylon Farm. West Country Mudlark, Stitch Love. Check out all these great people. And Calvin, the Boston Terrierist. Come on now. You need to check out all these channels. Say hello, meet new people. Hit the like button. Yes, please, everybody. Double tap your screen if you're on a mobile device. Any plans today? No. No, I'm still trying to get crap ready to go home next week. Scrabble. We'll play Scrabble later. Yes. Packing, cleaning. You know, I like to clean before I go on a trip. Yeah, when I go on a trip, I like to, excuse me. I do all the laundry. I clean the whole house. And then you still have to pack. I got to get Daisy. I stop the mail. You know, there's all kinds of little tidbits. So, yeah. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Stitch Love says, I'm excited. Eric said hi. Hi, Eric. No, you know, because then you have to come home to that. On top of the fact that you're tired when you get back, then you have to clean your house. Yeah, I agree. I know a lot of people are like me. They clean before they go on a trip. It's crazy, I know. Well, have a good time in town. That sounds good, Stacy. Stitch Love, what are you excited for, girlfriend? Oh, I'm so happy that you are excited. You got what? Is it one more day? Stitch Love, are you going somewhere tomorrow? Yeah. Tomorrow, yes, that's right. You said Friday. Well, good. Then if I see you tomorrow, you are going to be super excited. Yeah, Stitch, tell us again, where are you going? Airplane for the first time. That's right. She's going on an airplane. That's so exciting. Hello, Tasty Peanut. Tasty Peanut. Connecticut. Excuse me. You're going to Connecticut. Oh my goodness, on a plane. I'm so excited. Brylon Farms says, welcome, Tasty Peanut. Tasty Peanut. That is just the cutest name ever. Brylon Farms sounds fun. Never been there. Connecticut. I've never been to Connecticut either. No. Mm-mm. So it is tea time, boys and girls. So welcome. Welcome, and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Grab a seat. Come and say hello. My sister is in the dentist. Oh, that's good. I need my teeth cleaned. I can feel it. That's good. Go to the dentist, people. Go to the dentist. Daisy, if you go live tomorrow morning, I will be there. I don't think I leave until 3. Oh, okay. You know how excited you're going to be tomorrow, Stitch Love? Oh, I'm happy for you, young lady. How's your foot? How's your foot feeling, Stitch Love? How's your foot? Hey, everybody, if you guys would, double tap your screen, hit that like button. If you're scrolling, just stop and double tap it. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to, but just say hello. I know today is normally Squirrely Thursday. I just didn't feel like going to the park this morning. I don't know why. It still hurts. Oh, no. Well, I hope it doesn't hurt when you go on your little getaway. Or your big getaway, I should say. That's huge. Your first time on a plane. That's exciting. Your dog jumped on it again? Oh, my goodness. Silly, silly dog. But your dog doesn't know, you know. Your dog doesn't know that your foot hurts. One time we had a dog, but it died. Aw, Eric, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. I lost a dog as well. I know the feeling. It's a very hard thing to deal with. So welcome, everybody. It is Thursday, May 22nd. May 22nd. Didn't we just say it was like May 1st? It was 3 weeks ago. Stitch Love, it's the same dog in my profile picture. Aw, I can barely see that, Stitch Love, because my eyes are bad and it's so small. But it looks very, very cute. Is that a black and white dog? Your dog's name was Bailey? Aw, I'm sorry, Eric. Oh, tan, Stitch Love? Okay. Yeah, it's so small, it's hard for me to see it. I'm old, girl. I'm old. Excuse me. Eric said then we had 2 more dogs. And what were their names, Eric? My dog's name was Bailey. Speaking of that, I haven't seen Bailey the Pomsky in a while. I'm gonna have to take a look for her. Blue Creeper, hey. She says, morning, Daisy May in chat. Stitch Love says she's in a lot of my videos. Oh, I'll have to go back and look, Stitch Love. I'll go look again. Eric says, but we gave them away because they were barking. What? Stitch Love says, no, you're not 21. No, you're not 21. No, I'm not. No, you know, young lady, I'm not. I don't even remember 21, to be honest with you. I don't. Your brother has a fish? Nice, Eric. Eric, how old are you? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Eric. Blue Creeper, how's your day going so far? You're 21. I'm 21? Yeah, no. No, I'm not, young lady. Your fish died. Oh, Eric. Eric, do you have anything good to tell us? Tell us something good. Brian says, welcome, Eric. Eric, how about you focus on something good? Tell us something good about yourself. Are you a good student? Stitch Love says, yeah. Blue Creeper says, oh, 21 was fun, LOL. I didn't have kids until I was 24. Nice, Blue Creeper. You are over 21 forever. Yes, Stitch Love, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, yes, I am. I'm going backwards this year. Oh, Blue Creeper, I've already started doing that. I hear ya. Calvin says, me too, LOL, right, Calvin? Yeah. Hey, nobody really, how are ya? Hey, everybody say hi, nobody really. Who's really somebody? How are you, buddy? Good to see ya. Thank you for stopping in. Stitch Love says, forever 21. There you go, Eric. There's a nice fact there. Fact. At my birthday, I'm going to Mexico. Now, Mexico is fun. Or at least it used to be fun. I don't know anymore. I haven't been to Mexico in a long time, but it is beautiful. Hey, Lisa. Lisa smiles a lot. Lisa, how are you? She says, good morning, beautiful lady. Good morning to you, beautiful lady, Lisa. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Brylan says, hello, nobody really. Brylan says, hi, Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Hello, nobody really. Who's somebody really? Blue Creeper says, we have a trip planned to Red River, New Mexico. We're going to watch the hot air balloons and Angel Fire. Oh, nice, Blue Creeper. That sounds really fun. I don't think I've ever seen a hot air balloon in person, and I just think they're amazing. Eric says, can you be streaming while I go to Mexico? It depends. Lisa says, hi, Brylan Farm, have some coffee. She gave you some coffee. I hear a plane overhead, but I don't see it. Someone's giving us some love. Thank you for the love. Someone's giving us a whole lot of love. Thank you, guys. Blue Creeper, when's your trip? They really are beautiful. I don't think I'll ride, though. No, I know it. I don't know. I would like to ride in one, but yet I would be scared to ride in one. I don't know. I would go back and forth. But to see them, yeah, I would love to see them. Very, very cool. I would like that too. I'd like to see that. It is Thursday already. Can you believe it? June 12th through the 16th. Oh, it's coming up. Wow, that's coming up. Awesome. Oh, I hope you have the best time. I'm sure you will. That sounds wonderful. Abigail says, good morning, everyone. Hello, Abigail. Happy Thursday, Abigail. Blue Creeper says, my parents' friends have a cabin there, so we get to enjoy it once a year. Oh, even better. Score, Blue Creeper. That's awesome. Abigail says, I'm doing amazing. Eric says, on July 20th is my birthday. Oh, nice, Eric. If you come back, I'll sing you happy birthday on your birthday. Blue Creeper says, good morning to Abigail. Eric says, the Stitch movie's coming out. It is, yes. There's a Stitch movie coming out, yes. Hi, Yogi. Hey, Yogi, how are you, buddy? Everybody say hi to Yogi. Just a Yogi doing burpees in his basement. You guys know Yogi. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. Abigail says, hi, Yogi. Blue Creeper says, I have to go to work, though. Hope everyone has a great day. Thank you, Blue Creeper. You too. Have a good day at work. And thank you for being here. Appreciate it so much. Thank you, Blue Creeper. Abigail says, have a good day, Blue Creeper.
You gotta look it up sometimes.
Whoops, sorry. Bushka, hi, Miss Daisy Mae. Hey, Bushka, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. I was in your live for just a few minutes this morning. I don't even think I said hello. If I did say hello, then I forgot I said hello. But good to see you, Bushka. Welcome. Eric says 7:05. I have to go to school. All right. Lisa says hi, Bushka. Bushka says I'm good. Thanks. How are you? I'm also good, buddy. Thanks. I'm good. Everybody say hi to Bushka in Ireland. Abigail says hi, Lisa. Bushka says hi, Lisa. Smiles a lot. Bushka says hi, everyone. Blessings to you all. Well, thank you, Bushka. Blessings to you guys too over there. Bushka says hi, Abigail. You guys know Bushka. He's our friend from Ireland. Like number 18. Oh, thank you, Bushka. Thank you. 18 likes. Thank you, everybody. Eric says hi, Bushka. Yeah, if you guys don't know Bushka, check him out. He lives in Ireland, and he goes on lots of really cool adventures with him, his dog, and himself. Take a look. Ireland is beautiful. I've been there. I was there. I'd love to go back again someday, maybe, but who knows? Bushka says hi, Eric. Eric is a new friend. Welcome, Eric. Calvin, I have to head out, but it was nice chatting. Have a great day. Thank you, Calvin. Have a good day, Calvin. Everybody check out Calvin, the Boston Terrierist. Calvin and his cute little dog. You guys check him out, okay? Great channel, great guy. Thank you, Calvin. Have a good day. Lisa says, ugh, allergies driving me nuts. Girl, me too. Like, my whole head is just draining. Ugh. It's just horrible. Lisa says, oh, yep. Bushka says, take care, Calvin. Yeah, bye, Calvin. Take care, buddy. Oh, thank you. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you so much, Calvin, the Boston Terrorist. You guys check him out. You'll be glad you did. Thank you, everyone. Abigail says, have a good day, Calvin. Yes, absolutely. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Eric says, the field day, you can get wet. With what? With like with water balloons? Or with a hose? Or like, how? Go swimming? I don't know. different balloons and stuff like that. Stuff that's like water in it. Oh, okay. Like water balloons. That's cool. So it's like a fun thing for school. Awesome. When's your last day of school, Eric? Yes. Eric says yes, everybody. Did you grab your cup of coffee, your cup of tea? Come and have a seat with me. The earth is square. Well, hello there. I don't even know how to say your name, so I'll call you Guy. Hello, Guy. Green guy. The earth is square. If you say so. Happy Thursday, everybody. We're supposed to be with the squirrels today, but for some reason I just didn't feel like going to the park today. I wanted to be here at home, so here we are. Last time, my friend didn't bring a towel, so I shared with him. Oh, you get that wet that you need a towel? Wow. Well, that sounds like fun. Brylan says, hello, Guy. Guilherme. Yes, and extra clothes, Eric. Oh, that's good. I'll tell you what, Eric, that sounds like a lot of fun. Hi, Lisa. She says, beautiful day there today. It is so far. It's 80 degrees, 80. There's a nice breeze, too. How are you today, Lisa? How are you? Happy Thursday. Mike's here, Mike the Bike Dasher. You guys know Mike. Hi, Mike. How are you? He's using the beautiful emojis. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that so much. Everybody say hi to Mike the Bike Dasher. You know him. You love him. Hey, buddy, what's new? What is new? Lisa says cloudy and 59 here, feeling blah. Oh, I hear ya. Brylan says hello, Mike. Mike says hello, Brylan Farm, with that beautiful emoji. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Eric says it's cold. It's cold. How cold, Eric? Stitch Love says I'm back. Welcome back, girl. Stitch Love is back. How you doing? Are you feeling a little bit happier now, Stitch Love? Just a little bit happier? I hope so. Lisa says, hello, Mike. Hello, Mike. Mike, I played you on TV, but I don't know if I told you. I've been getting lazy with telling people. I put it on TV and you can't comment, so. Mike says it's supposed to be 8 to 9 degrees cooler than yesterday. So I'll probably have 2 shifts today instead of just 1. It is? We're supposed to have like 90 again today. Eric says I have Lego Stitch. Mike says hi, Lisa. Mike says nice, Kelly. Nice, nice. Yeah, be careful out there, Mike. It's warm. It's gonna be that, it's that time of year, right? It's gonna be hot almost every single day. But you're gonna be a little cooler. That's good. Stitch Love says, still stress and anxiety. Abigail says, hi, Mike. Stitch Love, why are you stressed and why are you anxious? Mike says the high is supposed to be 86 in my area, which is still hot, but it's been the mid 90s, mid to high 90s. Oh, well, yeah, 86 will feel pretty good. Yeah. Mike says, hello, Abigail. Well, that's good, Mike. I'm glad to hear that. You guys check out Mike. He does it all in the rain, in the hot, in the cold. He's out there working it. Check out Mike the Bike Dasher, you guys. Make sure. Hard-working guy. Stitch Love, I'm stressed about everything. Well, see, that's where a lot of the anxiety comes in. You need to stop worrying about everything. Live for today. Live for the moment. Live for right now. Lisa says, have a great day, Eric. Eric says, I'm going to get ready for school. Bye, Eric. Thank you for being here. And have fun at school. Field day, right? Field day. Have a great time. Eric says, you too. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Lisa says, I am subbed. Thank you, Stitch Love. Stitch Love. We got to get you to turn that stuff around if we can. Try not to worry too much about what's down the road. Try to just think about today. And maybe even tomorrow if you want, but don't think farther than that. That's where the anxiety comes in. You worry about things that there's no sense in worrying about. Especially at your age. You should not be having all this stress and anxiety at your age. Life doesn't get easier, but you can get stronger. Yes, Mike. And more able to deal with the issues you face. You have to be adaptable and figure out how to deal with your issues into smaller increments. Mike, that is fantastic. Yes. Eric, tomorrow I will donate you 19. Eric, just stop by and say hello, okay? That's good. If you can, just say hello. That's all we need from you, okay? You're right, Mike. Life does get harder, But she's 13. Aren't you 13, Stitch Love? I think she's 13. Thirteen-year-old people should not be stressed out like that. It's terrible. I feel bad for her. I wish I could just hug her. I wish I could just give Stitch Love like the biggest hug. She says, what? What? Come here. I said, come here. I want to hug you. Take all your stress away. Stitch Love. What's the matter, Dave? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Stitch Love says, oh, okay. Eric says, I'm still here. Eric said hi. Hi again, Eric. Welcome. Excuse me, you guys. Allergies, humidity. Ugh, is what it is, right? But it is Thursday, May 22nd, 2025, May 22nd. Wow. Wowza. May 22nd. Seems like May just started. Wow, 3 weeks in, over 3 weeks. Wow. Yesterday was my sister's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your sister. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to your sister. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Have a cup of coffee. Sit down, have a cup of tea. I have mine. Cheers to you guys. Your sister's 22? Oh, awesome. Well, happy 22nd birthday to her. Cool. That's cool. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit the like button. Double tap your screen. Double tap your screen. Well, hello, everybody. It is Thursday. I'm going to try to come back later this afternoon with Scrabble, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pull it off. Let me see what I can get done between now and then. I'm good for sunscreen real quick. All right. You're going to put sunscreen on. Okay, Eric, that sounds good. Sounds really good. Protect your skin from the sun. That's very smart. Hi, Justin. Justin Hill's here. Hi, Justin. How are you? Happy Thursday, Justin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you today? How about anybody? Anybody got plans today for fun? Eric's going to have a fun day at school. Anybody else having fun today? Fisherman's Lodge. Hello, Daisy Mae Sweetheart. Hello, Stuart. Stuart said hi. Hi, buddy. Welcome. How are you? Justin says, I'm tired. You know what? I'm tired today, too, but my tea's waking me up. So I'm doing good. Stuart's here. How are you, my friend? Yeah, Justin, you're tired. Ease into your day, right? Just ease into it. Okay, I had a driving lesson. How did that go? Oh, cool. How's it going with that? That's awesome. So it says, hey, Justin, my brother. Hey, Justin. Sunny's here, Sunny Chronicles. She says, good morning, Kelly. Hey, Sunny, how are ya? Thanks for stopping in. Nice to see you. Eric says I put sunscreen on. That's great. Great. Justin says, what's up, brother? Stuart says, hey, Sonny. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Make sure you hit that like button. Driving lesson went rather well. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. How many more do you have, Stuart? And how often do you have them? Sonny says, hi, Stuart. How is everybody, huh? How is everyone? Happy Thursday, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Eric says, I have a trampoline. Awesome, you be careful on that. Trampolines are fun, just be really careful, okay? Color My World, hey. Good morning, everyone. Time to connect and grow. Color My World, welcome. Darren, right? You're Darren. Color My World. Eric says it's a big one, a big trampoline. Cool. That is very cool. Don't our friends Aries World, don't they have a trampoline? Theirs is right in the ground. That is really neat. At least I think it was them. I'm not positive, but I think so. Sonny says, looks like a beautiful day there again, but I know it will be hot. You know it, girlfriend. It's going to be hot later. It's nice now, though. Lisa says, hi, Color My World. Our friend Guy says, what is the meaning of life? That's a good question, Guy. What is the meaning of life? Eric says, I have water balloons. Cool, Eric. Justin says, had the grandkids last night. Oh, Justin, that's great. Aw, that's wonderful. That sounds beautiful, Justin. Did you have fun with them? You got water balloons for the summer, Eric? That's cool. We have water balloons here, too, in one of the drawers. You did, Justin? Aw, that's wonderful. That's so wonderful. Really nice. I'm happy for you. Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me. I'll tell you what, that tea was delicious, you guys. If you're having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, enjoy. It's a great morning, right? Having a cup of coffee, just sitting and relaxing. Sono. Sono says, hi, Daisy May. Hi, everyone. Hello, Sono. How are ya? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Eric says, my name is Damien. Then why do you have Eric on there? Sonal, how are you, buddy? Welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. That is my brother's name. Oh, okay. Hi, Darren. Hello and good morning. Let's grow. Hey, Darren. All right, Darren. You're also color my world, right? Sonal says doing well, just woke up. Nice, Sonal. Good for you. You slept a little longer today. That's awesome. Lisa says, good morning, Sonal. Hi, Darren. Sonal says, good morning, Lisa. I'm going to put that up there, buddy. I don't know if you're still here or not, but that's a good question. What is the meaning of life? That is a good question. Tina. Hello, Tina. Tina says hi. Hi, Tina. Hi, Tina. She says, I had the worst evening yesterday. What happened, Tina? Uh-oh. What's up, Tina girl? Eric says, I'm excited for field day. I bet you are. That sounds like so much fun. Eric, that really sounds like fun. The police tried to arrest my mother? Uh-oh, Tina. Uh-oh. Hey, Justin. Our other friend Justin is here. Hey, Justin. Morning, everyone, he says. Hello, Justin Garza. How are you? He says, morning, everyone. Tina says, so we ran out and I took my mother back where she's safe. Eric says, do you want to add me on? I don't know what Roblox is, Eric. Someone says, police, you're fired. Tina says, we don't play Roblox. No. Sunny says, I think the meaning of life is to be kind to others. If we were all kind and respectful to others and tried them the way we want ourselves to be, treated themselves and treated them the way we want ourselves to be treated, it would be a better life for us all. That's good, Sonny. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Hi, Kathy Martin. Kathy Martin's here. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Kathy. Good to see you, young lady. How are you today? How are you? Eric said hi again. Hi, Eric. Yeah, Sunny Chronicles. I like that. And in theory, that's a good theory, but the world is full of a lot of evil. You know what I mean? And I don't know how you can continue to be kind to somebody who is evil. I don't know. I mean, in a perfect world, yes. Kathy's a little sentimental this morning. Oh, what's up? What's up, Kathy? Talk to me, girlfriend. Sono says life also has its complications. It does. Mm-hmm. Sono says, Kathy, what happened? Yes, Kathy, what's up, girl? Eric says, my left arm really hurts. I'm sorry to hear that. Sunny says, if the evil people treated people kind and not be evil, then right, yep. Oh no, I totally get where you're coming from. And I agree 100%. But that would be in a perfect world, right? Someone says, Kathy, is someone bullying you? I don't tolerate bullying. She says, just missing my parents, don't want to bring any negativity. Oh, Kathy, big hugs, girl. You missing your parents? Yes, Kathy, don't tolerate bullying. Kathy, we all love you in the chat. We do love Kathy. I have a sister named Kathy, spelled the same way, just like Kathy Martin. Kathy says, thank you with love. Yeah, we love you. Thanks for being here, Kathy. Good to see you. How's your chipmunk? How's your chipmunks doing? Tori's here. Tori says, good morning, beautiful Miss Daisy and Chad. Good morning, Tori. Welcome. Tori, how are you today? Lisa says, hi, Kathy Martin. Kathy says, Eric, why does your left arm hurt? Are you okay? Eric says, yes, I'm okay. Eric says, or Kathy says, hey, Lisa smiles a lot. And she's sending you some love, Lisa. Someone says, Kathy, when I get sentimental, I stuff my face. I emotionally eat sometimes. I try to stop it, but it is a habit. Aw, it's comforting. That's why, and it's okay. Kathy says, I worry about everyone. Aw, Kathy. I understand. But the older I'm getting, the more I realize that worry is really wasted. It's just wasted. Eric says, my brother pushed me down and my arm started hurting. Well, go tell your parents. Eric, go tell your parents. Tori says, I'm doing all right. Just got done watching the sunrise. Oh, how beautiful. How beautiful. Lisa says, I named the chipmunk Firecracker. Firecracker. I like it, Lisa. Kathy says, Tonal, I go the opposite. I don't eat. At least I lose weight. Kathy says, all firecracker. Isn't that cute? Hi, Sydney Cat. Sydney Cat says, hi, Daisy May. She says, hi, chat friends. Welcome, Sydney Cat. I just saw you over at Lucy's World. I stopped in to say hi to Lucy Warren's World, and I saw you over there. Hi, Sydney Cat. Welcome. Someone says, Lisa, that's nice. Tori says, good morning, Sydney Cat. Someone says, Kathy, nice. Eric says, but my arm feels better now. Okay. Sydney Cat, yes, I popped into her to say hello for a moment. Very nice, Sydney Cat. That's awesome. Making the rounds, right, girl? Make the rounds. Me too. Someone says, good morning, Tori. Hope you're doing well. Kathy Martin, if I don't have anything to worry about, I find things to worry about. Yeah. Once a worrier, always a worrier. You know who's a worrier? My mom. Not so much these days because, she's in her almost 90s. She's almost 90. But all her life, my mom worried about everything and everybody. So I get it. Cindy Cat says, yes. Sydney says, hi, Tori. Eric says, it's almost time that I have to go to school. Will you go enjoy school, Eric? Enjoy. Have fun today. Tori says, good morning, Sonal. Yes, doing well. How are you? Eric said, Eric said hi. Hi, Eric. Sonal says, doing well, Tori. Thank you for asking. Kathy says, Eric, have a good day in school. Yeah, have a great day, Eric. It's field day. He's having field day today. Learn a lot, yes. Be that smart kid in school. That's what I tell my grandchildren. Be that smart kid. Sydney Cat says, I used to worry too. Those days are over. Right on, girl. I think once you realize you have very little, if any, control of anything, what's the point? I like that, Sydney Cat. Worrying is exhausting. That's right, it is. It's exhausting. Eric says it's 7:05. Tori says, Eric, have a great day at school. Kathy said, I was in school about 40 years ago. Me too. Me too. Even longer than that, I think. 40, yeah. 40 plus. Mm-hmm. Sydney, you are so right, but it's part of my anxiety disorder. Yes, it is. Yeah, my mom always, her whole life, she worried. Well, she's got 4 girls, there's 4 of us. And she worried about us, and she worried about um, her parents, her parents, and her brothers and her sisters, and she worried about people that live next door, and she worried about people she worked with. I'm like, Mom, stop with the worrying about all this stuff, but that's just the way my mom was. Eric says, I have Jolly Rancher chopsticks. Never heard of that. Kathy says, I don't go to any of my class reunions. How come, Kathy? How come? Sydney says, Kathy, I have anxiety too. You can take baby steps and change it. It can happen. I agree with that, Sydney Cat. You can. Teeny tiny steps. Make those steps habits. And over time, you can change things. You can. Sydney says, you can change your brain chemistry. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, you can in little teeny tiny increments and make those things habits. You can. I agree with that. Abigail says, hi, Sydney Cat. Kathy says, so you get it. Yep. Totally get it, Kathy. Sydney says, hi, Abigail. Abigail says, hi, Kathy. Kathy says, because I didn't like anyone in school. I probably won't like them 40 years later. I hear you, Kathy. The kids in school, they hurt me. I remember the things that they did and said to me. But I just had to let that go, long time ago. Kathy says hi to Abigail. Eric says, have a great day, everybody. Bye, Eric. Have fun at field day. Have fun at field day, Eric. Feedy's here. Hi, Feedy. Good morning to you and afternoon to me. Good afternoon, Feedy. How are you? Cindy Cat says, bye, Eric. Tina says, one of the cutest Pegasus I've ever seen. Eric says, I'm not leaving yet. Tina says, seen. Kathy says, I was bullied in school. My dad was the assistant superintendent. What? Wow, really, Kathy? That stinks. Wow. Were you bullied because he was the superintendent? They were jealous? Cindy Cat says, hi, Feedy. Hi, Feedy. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Lisa says, hi, Feedy. Feedy. He's our friend in Rome. Are you still in Rome? You're in Rome, right, Feedy? He's in Italia. Kathy says, I was a dork in school, but compared to now, I would probably call it more like picked on. Oh, okay. You were picked on? Yeah. Kids are mean, aren't they? Kids are mean. Feedy says, hi, everyone. Eric says, 7:30, I have to go. Kathy says, hi, Feedy. Hello, Feedy. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Someone says, Kathy, same here. With me, I was bullied too. in school, but the teacher saw it and sent that bully to the principal's office. Good, Sonal, you're good. That's a good teacher right there. That is a good teacher. PD says, I live in the north. Do you know the city of No, I do not. In the north, I was in Verona. I was in Bellagio. I was in Milan. And I was in Lake Como. Eric says, my alarm went off. Sonal says, hi, Feedy. Feedy says, why not? It's impossible. Kathy says, Sonal, I'm glad they did. Sometimes teachers turn a blind eye. You're right, Kathy. That's what I mean. That's a good teacher right there. That teacher was paying attention to things going on in the classroom. Abigail says, hi to Sonal. Feedy, what do you mean, why not? It's impossible. It doesn't remind you of anything. Why not? Do you know Ferrari car? Yes. I mean, I've heard of them. I've seen them. When I was in Italy, I actually saw 2 of them. We see them around here, yes. Sonal says, hi, Abigail. Sonal says, Kathy, that's true. Feedy says they made in, oh, that's where they're made? I don't know much about a Ferrari, no. Cool, Feedy. Why did I think you were in Rome? I'm sorry, I don't know why I thought you were in Rome. There's somebody else here that comes in here that's in Rome. Kathy says, I've gone up to the school over my kids many times. Good for you, Kathy, sticking up for your kids like that. Eric says, after I go to school, it's at the end of the day when I come back to school. Are you going to still be on? We'll be on later today sometime, and we'll be on later tonight sometime. Sydney Cat using emojis, thank you. Thank you, Sydney Cat. I think I read, I hope I didn't skip anybody. If I did, I apologize. Kathy says, I went to school because a kid was picking on my daughter. I confronted the kid and never picked on her again. Good for you, good. See, that sometimes that's what they need. That's good, Kathy. Feedy says, the South is so beautiful. Rome, Naples, and all the city near the sea. Oh, your whole country is beautiful, Feedy. Your whole country is beautiful. Even inland, it's beautiful. The rolling hills, the little mountaintop villages, the beautiful big cities. Kathy says, only been to Canada. Well, where else would you like to go, Kathy? Do you have a bucket list? Feedy says, last week I was going to go to Garden Lake near Verona. I've been to Verona. Verona's beautiful. Everything I saw there was beautiful. Well, you should be putting some stuff up on your channel, Feedy. I'd like to see it. Eric said hi. Hi, Eric. For me, it's a normal city, right? Because you live there, right? Australia, I'd love to see the roos and the koala bears. Oh, nice. Kathy, since you have anxiety, how do you do with flying? Oh, you're scared. Me too. Me too, girl. Me too. And I have to get on a plane on Sunday, and I'm not happy about it, but I have to, so I hear you. The last time we came back from Europe, it was just a nightmare. And I said, that's it. I am not flying anymore. But we have to go home. Eric says, I'm not scared of heights. Well, that's good. You've been on a plane 3 times? Oh, okay, cool. How do you do? Do you do okay with your anxiety? I'm severely claustrophobic. Oh, girl, me too. I hear I'm claustrophobic too. Oh, I feel your pain. Feedy says tomorrow morning I'm taking a plane for a little holiday. Nice, Feedy. Awesome. Someone says, wow, Kathy, so do I. So am I. Me too, Sonal. Yeah, claustrophobic. I don't like to be in very small spaces at all. No. You don't like riding with other people. I get it. I understand. Just think about going to see your family. Thank you, Lisa. That's what's keeping me going. It looks like a beautiful morning. Hi, Mary. Mary's here. Hello, Mary. Share Bear's here. Hi, Share Bear. She says, number 2728, like, good morning, watching ads. Kathy says, my brother shut me in a sleeping bag when we were kids, and since then I'm claustrophobic. Oh, that's what did it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sona says, when I sit in a restaurant, I sit away from the wall. Mary says, how are you doing on this beautiful morning? I'm doing good, Mary. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sona says, purple Share Bear. Purple Share Bear. Sydney Cat says, hi, Share Bear. Hello, Purple Share Bear. Kathy says, I have a question. How's Daisy? Oh, Daisy's good. You want to see her? I'll show her to you. You have a question? Go right ahead. Share Bear says, hi to everybody. Kathy Martin, Lisa, Sydney Cat, Sonal, Mary, Feedy. Mary says, hello, chat. Sydney Cat says, hi, Mary. Is this the Mary, the Uber driver, or another Mary? That's another Mary. We have 2 Marys. Mary says, doing good, Daisy, thanks. Kathy says, does anyone on here that has dogs ever have their dog suddenly hide under the bed? Excuse me. Let me pin that, Kathy, so people can look at that. Yeah, Sneak Cat, that's another Mary. We have 2 Marys. My dog's never done that, Kathy. I don't know. Sona says, no comment, Share Bear. Uncle Larry says, good morning, Daisy and Chad. Hi, Uncle Larry. Welcome. Good morning, Larry. Good to see you. Sydney Cat says, Kathy Martin says, hi, Share Bear. Sydney says, hi, Uncle Larry. Sona says, Kathy, good question. Uncle Larry says, hey, Sydney Cat. What are you doing? Hi. What are you doing? You saying hi to everybody? Okay. That's Daisy, you guys. There's Daisy. All right, let me catch up. Uncle Larry says, hey, Sydney Cat. Kathy says, I worry about my dog all the time. I understand, Kathy. Shearbird says, Sonal, I said good morning. I'm slowly but surely waking up. I'm exhausted this morning. Been up since 3, but haven't done anything yet. Logging in now. Sonal says, hi, Uncle Larry. Mary says, hello, Share Bear. Kathy Martin says, I just love him so much and I always want him to be okay. Right, Kathy? That's good. I understand. Sonal says, good morning to Share Bear. Eric says, so cute. Phoebe says, wow, Daisy, lovely. Thank you. Kathy says, hi, Daisy. Sonal says, aw. Lisa says, hi, beautiful Daisy May. Share Bear, I was kidding, says Sonal. Eric says, so cute. Sonal says, I'm a little goofy at times. That's what we love about you, Sonal. We love that you're fun. Mary says, good morning, Sydney. No, wrong, Mary, LOL. Mary says, hello, Larry. Kathy says, I'm goofy all the time. Me too. Sometimes I catch myself doing stuff. I'm like, why am I doing this? I am so weird. Eric says, my other brother has a dog, but he is so cute. Uncle Larry says, hello, Mary. Kathy says, does Daisy go with you? Yes. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Yep. She goes with us. Lisa says, Sonal, you're amazing. Isn't she sweet? She's so sweet. Yep. She's flying with us. I was saying yesterday, I wish I could buy her a seat. But you can't buy her a seat. She has to go underneath the seat in front of me. So Sonal says, Lisa, thank you. Sonal is amazing. You're right, Lisa. He is. He's very kind. He's very sweet. He's funny. He's quirky. He's generous. Sonal's a whole lot of things. Hey, Chris Outdoors is here. I say hi to Chris Outdoors. He says, good morning. Hey, Chris, how are ya? Or as Anthony calls you, CO. Sonal says, hi, Chris. What's going on, Chris? Kathy says, hi, Chris. Mary says, hello, Kathy and Lisa. It's a beautiful morning. You don't want me to sing, right? Definitely don't want me to sing. Mary says, hello, Kat. Oh, got that. Kathy says, hi, Mary. Lisa says, that's not fair. You pay so much, and she goes under the seat. I know, Lisa. $125 each way. And she goes underneath, and she has to be in a carrier for the whole flight. Beautiful day, Chris. Yes, it is. It's a lovely day. 82.
Drove 4 hours.
82 degrees. Sonal says sometimes I get angry like a red snapper when I don't get my coffee. That's okay, Sonal. That's all right. Kathy says my dog would be sitting in first class. They don't allow it. They don't allow the dogs anywhere. Kathy says, oh, how I miss Florida. You miss Florida, and I miss the Northeast. Feedy, see you next week. I have to go. Feedy, have a great time on your vacation. We'll see you soon. Love to you, Feedy. Take care, buddy. Enjoy your vacation. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Sonal says, take care, Feedy. Yeah, take care, Feedy. Have fun. Lisa said I put her in a baby outfit. Feedy says, thanks so much. Aw, thank you, Feedy. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Kathy Martin says Lisa, and she's laughing. I know, right? Lisa's so cute. Chris Outdoors, I'll be checking in throughout the day. I only have my phone available to check on YouTube at the moment. That's okay, Chris. Thanks for stopping in. Throw up a like button, everybody. Kathy says, bye, Feedy. Bye, Feedy. Yes. Nibble is terrible in the car. Really, Kathy? Lisa says, bye to Feedy. My first dog, Betsy, she used to throw up in the car. But she got used to it because I always took her in the car, even if she threw up. After the first time I prepared, like I put stuff all around her, so if she threw up, it was easy to clean up. And eventually, she outgrew it. And she used to go with me everywhere. She used to love my convertible. I would put the top down on the car and we would drive, and oh, my dog, Betsy, she loved that car. She loved it. She was fun. He thinks I'm going to drop him off somewhere. Oh, the little sweetheart. Oh, Kathy, that's so sweet. Poor baby. Betsy, yes, Betsy. I love that dog. I miss her. And I'm not taking anything away from Daisy, you guys. I love Daisy with everything that I am. But I love that dog, Betsy. Thank you, Kathy. Eric, hey, Eric. You're back. I thought you were going to school. He's using emojis. Thank you. Kathy says, I totally understand. I miss my other dogs. Oh, see, people understand, right? Thank you, Kathy. Someone says, I wish I would have met you sooner. I would have met Betsy. Oh, you guys, I always thought about doing YouTube with her. I did start her own channel twice, but I never did anything with it. And now she's gone, but she was a lot of fun. And she was beautiful. Thank you, Sonal. Sonal says, welcome back, Eric. I miss having them play with the toys. Nibby don't play with toys, right? Yeah, Betsy used to love her toys when she was little. Not so much when she was older, you know. Daisy likes her toys when she wants them. We tried to get her to play with the stick in the park the other day, and she wouldn't. And when we first got her, she loved to play stick in the park. So, who knows? I get Back Box every month, and I don't know why. Oh, Bark Box. She's always in your heart, Lisa. You are absolutely right. Yep, she is. She'll always be there. Aries World. Hi, Daisy May and all the chat. I'm driving in, so I can't see the chat. Thank you, Aries World, for stopping in. Everybody say hi to Aries World. Hit that like button. Thank you, Aries World. Happy Thursday. Shiver says, Aries World, have a blessed day. Sono says, hi, Aries World. Kathy says, he don't play with balls. My last dog, Jiggy, played all day with the ball. Aw, that's so cute, Kathy. Aries World's giving us emojis. Thank you, buddy. Alfredo says, Kelly Shiver, Aries World. Lisa, hi. Hi, Alfredo. Hello, Alfredo. Nature Guy, good morning, beautiful friends. Hello, Nature Guy. How are you, buddy? Hi, Eric. Hi, Alfredo. Kathy said she lived till she was 18. Oh, bless that little baby, Kathy. 18. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. She was a lucky girl. And you were lucky to have her so long, right? Wonderful. Betsy lived to be 16. Mm-hmm. Aries says, thank you so much. Kathy says, hi, Nature Guy. Sonal says, hi, Nature Guy. Nature Guy says, hi, Kathy. Hi, Sonal. Abigail says, hi, Nature. Nature Guy says, hi, Sonal. Kelly says, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. 9:24 a.m. in the morning. And we have 82, count them, 82 degrees. Nature Guy says, hi, Abby. Foxy's here. Hi, Foxy. Welcome, buddy. How are you? Nature Guy says, hi, Lisa. Kathy says, going from a big lab and pitties to a little chihuahua. That's a big difference, Kathy, right? But they're also beautiful. Abigail says, hi, Foxy. Sonal says, hi, Foxy. Da 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 da. Alfredo Kelly, if you're going to say everything people say, you're going to lose your voice. I try to make sure I can say as much as I can. The furnace is on here. What's the furnace? Is it hot? Sherbert says hi to Nature Guy, Foxy, Alfredo, and Abigail. Kathy says hi, Foxy. Ezra says I'm sorry. Eric says hi, I'm back. Hi, Eric. Kathy says hi, Eric. Eric says hi. Abigail says hi, Eric. Foxy says not doing good, but at least my kids are happy. What's the matter, Foxy? What's the matter, Foxy? Oh, Kathy, you're talking this cold that you have the heater on? Oh my goodness. Send me some of that, Kathy. Would you please just throw it down here? Nature Guy says, hey, Foxy. Eric says hi. Kathy says it's cold. Someone says, oops, sorry, Eric, I butchered your name. Aries World says, haha, I like it when you read the chat so I can hear it all while I'm driving. Me too, Aries World. A lot of times you're lurking in a live stream. You're trying to make dinner, or you're trying to, work, or you're driving, but you're still listening. So try to read the chat as much as you can. Thank you, Aries World. Abigail says hi, Ariel. Ariel? I think Abigail says hi, Aries World. Kathy says, hey, Foxy, with love. Eric says, it's okay. Kathy says, my pleasure. Eric said hi. Nature Guy says, hi, Sheer Bear. Alfredo says, hey, Eric. Abigail says, hi, Alfredo. Eric says, hi. Lisa says, Foxy, please smile so the sun comes out again, please. Yeah, what's going on, Foxy? Alfredo says, hey, Abigail, how are you? Kathy says, it was 86 the other day. Now it's a high of 52. Girlfriend, I feel ya. I feel you. We're going home. We have to go home. We have a family emergency. And it's only going to be in the 60s there next week. In the 60s. And it's going to be raining. Ugh. Nature Guy says, hi, Alfredo. Abigail says, I'm doing amazing. Good, Abigail. Nature Guy says, hi, Aries World. Alfredo says, hey, friend, Nature Guy. Aries World says, Ariel from Little Mermaid, yay. That's right. Kathy says, oh, no, I hope everything is okay. It is. It's okay. My husband's mom fell. We need to go home and help her. Color My World says, hi, Kathy, connected with you. Abigail says, nice. Abigail says, hi, Cooler. Hi, Color. Kathy says, hi, Color My World. Solon says, what does the football coach say to his quarterback? You're sacked. Ah, there you go, Sonal. There you go. Alfredo, I'm a gay person with a night out. Alfredo, you won't let me forget it, will you? Sonal's laughing. Kathy says, connected to you too. Alfredo says, hey, Color My World. Eric says, where is Stitch Love? Oh, she must have went somewhere else. She'll probably stop back later. Kathy's laughing. Justin says, nap time yet? Not yet. Aries World says, Daisy made with prayers. Thank you, Aries World. Abigail says, hi to Justin. Aries World says, hi, Nature Guy and Sheer Bear. I think I'm caught up. I think you guys just do that to make me read faster. I'm trying to keep up. I catch up. I'm caught up. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, everybody bombard. Bombard the comments. Make her talk faster. Eric says, it's almost time for me to go to school. Today is Hadley's 5th grade talent show. Her group is dancing to High School Musical. Oh my God, Aries World, that is so cool and so fun. Awesome talent show. That's so fun. Someone says, Alfredo, it's not funnier than Catamount. Eric said hi. Aries World, it's going to be so much fun. It is, Aries World. Oh, awesome. Kathy says, I miss the kids' programs and concerts. I do too. Enjoy that while you have it, you guys. One day you're going to wish you had it back. Alfredo says, I don't remember Catamount Sono. When was that? Oh, that wasn't that wasn't a crossword puzzle. Someone says, Foxy, come on, my joke can't make you sad anymore. That's right. Abigail said hi. Abigail said hi. Hi, Abigail. Welcome, young lady. Kathy says they are 32 and 24. Yeah, right? I miss it too. Mine are a little bit older than that. Aries World, it's so awesome. Wish you could see. Alfredo says Catamount. Yeah. It was a crossword puzzle thing. Sebastian. Hey, Daisy May, how are you? How is everybody? Hi, Sebastian. Sebastian's here, everybody. Say hello. Aries World says, yes, that's why I record everything. Good going, Aries World, right? That's awesome. Kathy said, my parents went to every one of them. That's cool, Kathy. That's really great. Sherber says, good morning, Sebastian. Alfredo says, hey, Sebastian. Sebastian says, hey, Sherber. Lisa says, hey, Sebastian. Sonal says, hey, Sebastian. Eric says, it's time for me to go. Bye, Eric. Have fun at school. Have fun at school. Excuse me. Kathy said, I was telling about the crossword you did with the humble pie as the answer. Remember? I do remember. I do. Yep. The crosswords are fun, you guys. They're fun. Sebastian says, hey, Lisa. And Sonal, Foxy says, I'm back. Welcome back, Foxy. I was telling the cashier at the store. Oh, you were, Kathy? That's cute. Thank you. Nature Guy says, hi, Sebastian. Sonal says, Foxy, did my joke make you laugh? Crossword puzzles are fun. Aries World says, bye to little Eric. Bye, Eric. Kathy says, we were talking about old music and being old. Right, Kathy? I hear ya. Bye, guys, says Eric. Aries World says, we are in the blur years. You are. It goes so quickly. Yep. It really goes quickly, Aries World. Yep. Sonal says, Eric, take care. It goes way too fast, Aries World. You're right. It does. You don't realize it because you're so caught up with school and work and after school and weekend stuff and yard work. And all of a sudden, like, boom. Like, whoa. Foxy says, by the way, the reasons why I'm not doing well is because a lot of stuff is happening. Oh, I'm sorry, Foxy. A lot of stuff is happening. Well, I hope things get better for you, Foxy. I hope things get better. Aries World says, hi, Sonal. Kathy says, they call me the retro reject because I know all of the old useless songs. No, I call you fantastic. I call you walking knowledge. That's what I call you. Retro reject. I don't like that term. Hi, Jamie. Jamie said, hi, Daisy. Hi, Jamie Brown. Everyone say hi to Jamie. Kathy says, Foxy, I'm here for you. Sonal says, hi, Jamie. Aries World says, yes, exactly. Yep. Jamie says, hi, Sonal. Abigail says, hi, James. Foxy says, Sonal, that was a nice joke you made. Aw. Eric says, look up Football City or you have to go, and then I'll watch stuff and you can get wet. Look up Football City. All right. Have fun at Eric. Sonal says, Foxy, sorry to hear that. Aries World is praying for Foxy. Lisa says, Foxy, are you ticklish? Tickle me, Foxy. I like it. Tickle me, Foxy. Kathy says, sometimes it's good to talk to people that don't know. That's right, Kathy. Sometimes it is, right? No judgment, right? You don't want to be judged by people because of who you are or how you are or how you live or where you live or how old you are or how you look, right? People are always judging you. Sometimes you just want to be like heard. Sometimes you just want to talk, right? You don't want to be judged. Absolutely, Kathy. Eric says, it's time I have to go to school. Goodbye, Eric. Have fun at school. Foxy says, no, Lisa. Sonal says, Kathy, they call me the funny clown because of my humor. Sonal, we love you. Abigail says, I'm here for you, Foxy. Jamie says, hi, Abigail. Aries World says, what do you call an owl that knows magic? Houdini. You're getting a pin, my friend. Kathy says, I tell all my issues to strangers because they're non-objective and I get the best advice. There you go, Kathy. See? Right? Aries World's laughing. Foxy says, thanks, guys, for being so nice. Oh, Foxy, we wish you well, Foxy. We wish you nothing but happiness. Sonal says, Foxy, I'm glad. Kathy says, Foxy, we are nice. Foxy says, also, thanks, guys, for being here for me when I need it. You are welcome, Foxy. That's what we all do. We help each other, right? We help each other. Life is good, life is hard. Sometimes life really sucks. You just have to roll with it and have people help you get through it. Eric says I have to go to school. Kathy says funny clown is better than retro reject. That's right, Kathy. Someone says Aries World LOL. Kathy says Woodini, I like it. Abigail says, are you here, Sebastian? Lisa says, oh darn. I was going to say tickle tickle. Kathy says, don't suffer in silence. That's right, don't. Don't. Sometimes it feels good just to get stuff out. Just to say it out loud. Right? And we can certainly let you say everything out loud that you need to say. Anybody who's here. Anybody who comes here later. Anybody that comes here tomorrow. If you guys want to say something, say it. Get it off your chest. Get it out in the open. Have people help you. I walk into a room and people laugh at me before I say anything. Oh, Kathy, no, they don't. No. No. Kathy, they don't. Someone says, Kathy, you're not a retro project. People who call you that are a reject themselves. Kathy says, thanks, Sonal. Eric says, it's time that I have to go to school. Bye, Eric. Kathy, let me tell you a little story. I told it. I don't know if you've heard it before, but I'm going to repeat it for anybody who has never heard it. My son and I went to a restaurant to pick up some food. Something in the order was wrong. We both got a little irritated. And he started having an anxiety attack. And he says, we need to leave right now. We need to leave right now. And I'm like, okay, let's leave, but what's going on? And he said, everybody's watching. I'm like, I stopped my son right in his tracks. And I looked him in the eye and I said, look around. Look around. I said, nobody's watching you. I said, look around, honey. Nobody's watching you. Nobody's talking about you. Nobody's looking at you. They're all enjoying their meals. They're all enjoying their food. They're on their phones. They're enjoying conversations with their children. I said, nobody is watching you. And like a light bulb went off in his eyes, in his head, and he's like, oh my God, Mom, you're right. Nobody's watching me. I'm like, there you go. Next time you have that anxiety, look around. They're not watching you. They're not talking about you. And ever since then, he says, Mom, that really helped me. So Kathy, I want to say to you, they're not there talking about you, making fun of you. They're not. They're not. Kathy says, I have a kind of funny story. Oh, let's hear it, Kathy. Foxy says, be right back. Kathy said, yes, please. Someone says, you're welcome, Kathy. I really don't like that term people use. Aries World said, this is a good community of people who got your back. That's right, Aries World. Yep. Mm-hmm. We will lift you up. Yep. Your son. Yeah. Yep. I showed him. Nobody was watching him. My good friend's dad died. This isn't funny. Okay. But I went to go to the funeral, and I went to the wrong funeral. And I was hugging a girl who thought I was a friend. No. I was hugging a girl who I thought was my friend, and it wasn't her. Okay. Sono says, Kathy, oh no, sorry to hear that. Aries World says, and also we don't care what others think of us. Our friends and our family and Heavenly Father are who matter to us. That's right, Aries World. Mm-hmm. Kathy said, by the time I got to my friend's funeral, I had them laughing. Oh, Kathy, that's good, though. That's good. Sometimes in those moments, you need a laugh. You need a chuckle. You need a giggle. Yep. No, I was saying I made my grieving friend laugh because I went to the wrong funeral. Aw. Well, bless you, Kathy. Bless you, Kathy. That's cute, though. I'm sorry for your loss, Kathy. Yes, me too. Kathy, that might have been Really helped the moment for the laughter for your friend, right? You might have just needed that little chuckle. Yep, take your mind off of it. Exactly. Yep. And when I was leaving, I heard them say, who the... What? When I was leaving, at the first one or the friends one? Is that at the one that you know people or the one that you didn't know people? The first one, okay. So they were wondering who you were. Well, really, I mean, you could walk into any funeral, right? Hey, Mary's here, Howard and Wesley McKitty cats. Welcome, Howard and Wesley McKitty. She says, good morning. Kathy said, yes. That's funny, Kathy. That's good. And you got to look at the memory you made. You made a good memory. Someone says, when I was a kid, I rode the school bus. I got off at the wrong school. Oh, that's not good. Were you scared, Sonal? Kathy says, Sonal 22. Oh, you guys are so cute. Aries World says, I wore a red. I saw it. He says, I wore a red tutu for my daughter's girl on the run race because my daughter wanted me to. It was for her. I don't care what others think, but I did get a lot of comments from others. I saw you guys in your tutus. So cute. Really cute. That was really fun. That looked like a really fun thing, Aries World. Awesome. Don't forget to hit that like button, everybody. Double tap your screen, people. Aries World's wearing tutus. Kathy says, I missed the bus and my dad and relatives all worked at the school. And you could see my house from the school. You were crying. Yeah, when you live by the school, there's no reason you can't miss the bus, right? I wasn't scared when the bus driver told me I got off at the wrong school. The other students were laughing. Aw, and you were probably so confused, right? That's just mean. You're just a little kid. Aries says, thank you, parents know. It was fun, a memory I'll never forget. That's right. Yep. Lisa says, if you don't hit the like button, you have to twerk. I like it. Kathy says, Sonal, oh my goodness. Sonal says, yes, it was scary. Aries Rose says, thank you, Howard. Howard and Wesley. Why did you change Wesley from Presley? McKitty Cats. Howard and Wesley McKitty Cats. That's so cute. That is so cute. Aries World said, haha, Lisa, twerk and work. Twerk and work. I like it. Kathy says, oh, no twerking. We're not doing that. Howard and Wesley McKitty Cat says, hey, Aries World. Somo says, Lisa, twerking now. Kevin, hi, Kevin. Kevin says, hi, everybody. Hi, Daisy. Hi, Kevin. How are you? Everybody check out my friend Kevin. Kevin's awesome. Kathy says, my daughter videoed me twerking or trying to twerk. Now she has leverage. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Blackmail. Kathy's daughter has blackmail. I love it. Aries World says, well, on that note, I do have to get back to work here. Have a phenomenal day. Thank you, Aries World. Have a good day, Aries World. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like button. Be careful out there. Someone says, hi, Howard. Howard and Wesley McKitty Cats are remove a negative thing from our lives. Yes. Yes. Aries World says, big hugs to all. And right back at you, Aries World. Thank you so much. Kathy says, well, trying to twerk. Kathy, I wouldn't even try to twerk. I'm too old for that. Kathy says, hi, Kevin. Abigail says, hi, Kevin. Kathy says, it was scary. I bet it was. Kevin says, hi, Abigail. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Sonal. Shearbear sending love. Thank you, Shearbear. Sonal says, hi, Kevin. Howard and Wesley McKitty says, sub to Kathy. Aries World says, you bet. Coffee cake emoji's here. Hi, coffee cake emoji. She says hello. Hello, coffee cake. How are ya? Kathy says my daughter said mom should not twerk. Do cartwheels or cartwheels. No twerking. Someone says I was kidding about the twerking part. Coffee cake's using emojis. Thank you, coffee cake. Kevin says hi, coffee cake emoji. Abigail says hi, coffee cake. Aries World says Howard, I sub to you. Kathy Martin says Howard and thank you. Lisa says hi, Howard and Wesley. Sonal says hi, coffee cake emoji. Coffee cake emoji. Isn't that cute? Coffee cake emoji. She says Kevin the artist, hello. Kathy says or play baseball. Abigail says I love Aries World. Sonal says lurking and working only. No twerking. No working and twerking. Coffee Cake says, hi, Sonal. Hi, Coffee Cake. How are you, girl? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Aries Rose is right back at you. Abigail, right back at you. Abby to the Gale. That's right, Coffee Cake emoji. Abby to the Gale. Abigail says, I love you guys. And you know what, Abigail? We love you right back. We love you right back. Aries Roll says hi to coffee cake emoji. Kathy Martin. Oh my God, Kathy Martin, thank you. Aw. Kathy, thank you. That is so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kathy. Such a sweetheart. Treats for Daisy. Thank you. You want to see her again? I'll show her to you. Abigail says, congratulations, Kathy. Aries World said, awesome, Kathy Martin. Kathy says, oh, it's nothing. It is a lot more than nothing, Kathy. It is. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Coffee Cake says, woohoo, Kathy. Yes. A big W for Kathy. You're very welcome. Thank you, Kathy. You're so sweet. Very sweet. Very generous. Such a good girl. Thank you so much. I'll show you Daisy. You want to see Daisy? You love her? I love her too. Oh, look it. Hi. Hi. Are you sleepy? Are you tired? Huh? This is sweet. Hi, honey. Hi. All right. There you go. I hope that brings you a little bit of love, you guys. Sonal says, like 43. Thank you, Sonal. Kathy says, I love my Daisy. And we love you, Kathy. And I wish you could pet Daisy because she's so beautiful. But you know, you got your little nipple there. Coffee Cake says, big wowza. Aries World said, love the Daisy. Thank you, Aries World. Kathy Martin says, I love you, Daisy. Kathy, we love you. I love you. I love that you're here. I love that you're just here with me, you know? I hope I make you feel better. I hope we make you smile. That's our goal. Can we make you smile today? Share Bear says, aw, thank you, Share Bear. Coffee Cake says, send her to me. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, Kathy Martin, thank you. Thank you. Abigail says, so cute. Thank you, Abigail. Kathy Martin says, love to Tina. Coffee Cake says, Tina and Share Bear, hi, with an emoji. Lisa says, so precious. Thank you, Lisa. Kathy says, Foxy, if you're here, love to you. Lisa says, hi, Coffee Cake. Tina says, look, you can reply to the super chats. I can? Let me take a look. Look at. That's a helicopter. It's a helicopter. Abigail says, are you here, Sebastian? Kathy says, love you with love. Thank you, Kathy. I'm smiling. If you're smiling, then I am doing something right. Thank you, Kathy. That makes me feel good. Abigail says, I love you guys. We love you too, Abigail. Coffee Cake says, hi, Lisa. Abigail says, I love you, Coffee. Coffee Cake says, we love our Abby. And emojis, yes. Kathy, are you in Central Florida? Nope, we are on the coast. We are on the east side of Florida. We are on the ocean side. We are near Fort Lauderdale. Miami, we're down south. You were in Plant City? Well, that sounds like a pretty town. Where was that near, Kathy? I can reply to the super chats. It doesn't show me anywhere I can reply to that. Strawberry Capital. Oh, nice. That's nice. I'd like to have my own plants like that. The cloud over there to the left looks like a heart. What cloud? Abigail said hi. Oh, between Tampa and Lakeland. Oh, okay. Up that way. Well, it did, Coffee Cake. It did, Coffee Cake. I believe you. Kathy Martin says, I worked in Lakeland. Isn't that where the, and there's an Air Force base there, isn't there? I believe you, Coffee Cake. I don't see a cloud. But I believe you. I always see stuff in the clouds, right? I love looking at the clouds. There is, oh, McDill, I think in Tampa. Okay. So how did you end up in, you're in Michigan. How did you end up from Florida to Michigan? 44 thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. The cloud to the left looks like a heart. Yes, Tina, I must have missed it. I'm sorry, I believe you, though. Kathy says, I remember going over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. I cried going over it, was scared. You were scared? Yeah, some of those bridges, they are scary. Also beautiful. Hello, Seti. Seti. Hello. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're up to 84, you guys. 84. $84 degrees. Sonal says, hi, Seti. Hello, Seti. How are ya? Katie says, my best friend moved there in the 80s. I graduated from college after I had a meltdown and went to Florida, and you met a guy. Your best friend moved there in the 80s. And then you met a guy. Howard and Wesley McKitty. Mom has to cater order, so we are going to watch. Thank you, Howard and Wesley McKitty cats. Thank you. Oh, you're so cute. Everybody, you need to check out Howard and Wesley McKitty cats. You know. Tina says, what a nor'easter in Massachusetts. Sherbert says, hi, Howard. Sherbert says, hi, Tina. So everybody who doesn't know Howard and Wesley McKitty cats is also Mary from Mary's Gigs. Kathy says, I lived there on and off for about 4 years until I became pregnant with my daughter. Oh, okay. And you liked it? Oh, there's a cloud. There's a cloud up there. Sherbert did not know that. Thank you, Kelly. You're welcome. Yes, that's Mary's Gigs, you guys. That's Mary. Those are her kitty cats. And I need to catch up on her channel too. Someone says, Mary Skiggs, I'd sub to your other channel. Oh, thank you, Sonal. Kathy says, I probably would have enjoyed it if it wasn't in a toxic relationship. Oh, girlfriend, I understand. Tina says, Nor'easter is a storm from the North Carolina to Massachusetts. Yes, it is. Sonal says hello. I'm sorry, Sadie says hello to Sonal and Tina. Don't forget to hit the like button, everybody. I think I'm sending signals again, says Sonal. You're sending signals? To who? Sadie says hello, Kathy. Kathy says, I did like it when I was on my honeymoon phase. Oh, right, yeah. It just doesn't last. For most people, it doesn't last. Kathy sending love to Seti. Seti says, hello, sister, again. Hi, Seti. Someone says, I thought I made the stream froze, but I realized it was on Wi-Fi. Oh, you were on Wi-Fi. Seti says, Kathy, hello, sister, how are you? Kathy says, hi to Seti. Kelly says, hi, everybody. Good morning. It's Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. Kathy Martin says, hi, Seti. How are you, my friend? Tina says, I thought too. David. Hi, David. Abigail says, hi, Seti. David says, hey, everyone. Hi, David. How are you, buddy? You're getting out of work right now. Quitting time for David. Seti says, Kathy, I'm fine. Thank you, sister. Abigail says, hi, David. Sherber says, good morning, coffee cake. Sonal says, okay, all jokes aside. Hello to everyone who joined. Thank you, Sonal. Seti says, hi, Abigail. Abigail says, hi, Sherbear. Seti says, hello, David. Tina says, hi, Abigail. Call me Tina instead of different names. Lisa says, hi, Seti and David. Seti says, hello, Sherbear. David says, yeah, I'm in the car right now. Awesome, David. Good for you, buddy. Work is over for you. Seti says, hello, Lisa. Tina says, oh, Robin, I can teach you all the taxes because you don't know all of them. You're right, Tina, I don't. Kathy said, I was on vacation, nice weather, no work. Met a great guy in the week I was there and then moved down there and it went to shit. Sorry. It went to poop. Sonal says, hi, David. Abigail says, happy third to everyone. David says, getting stuck in traffic is my favorite thing in a day. Sorry, David. Sorry. Seti says, I'm at night. Good evening, Seti. Good evening. Abigail says, you're welcome. Sherbert, oh, I know it. I'm sorry, Sherber. Sometimes it just catches me off guard. Abigail says, are you here, Sebastian? I'm sorry, Sherber. Sherber, that's twice in 2 days. Sherber keeps catching me. Seti says, with pleasure and love. Sherber says, Seti, good morning. Kathy says, my parents were not happy when I left to live there. You can understand, right, Kathy, now? Seti says, Sherber, me now at night. Sherber is just teasing you. Sorry, Sherber. Someone says, David, sorry to hear you are stuck in traffic. David says, why people love to park next to my car so I can't get in? Oh, I don't like those people either. Howard and Preston McKitty Cats. I remember 21, I moved to Florida. You've been here that long? Wow. Abigail says, you're welcome. Seti says, me at times, it's 2100. That's like what, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock? Sherber says, Seti doing well. Good night then, and not good morning. Kathy says, David, I know, right? David says, Sonal, nah, you are laughing at my pain. We're laughing at you, not with you. Nah, we're laughing with you. Seti says, it's Thursday night here. Sonal says, take care, Seti. Tina says, wow, what is up today? Not much, Tina. What's up with you, girlfriend? Sonal says, David, I get stuck in traffic every day. Seti says, Sherbert, I, my friend, thank you. What love. Sherbert says, so funny. And then I was listening to someone from the UK, kept saying bottle, and I swear I kept hearing. Oh my God, Sherbert. Ah, that's a good one. Kathy says, I always manage to have a huge person park their tank right on top of me, right? Why do they do that? Seti says, Sonal, thanks very much, my brother. May God bless you. Tina says, hi, and bye to Seti. Friends of Dashers and more. Colleen's here. Hi, Colleen. She said, good morning. Good morning, Colleen. Welcome. Kathy's laughing at Cher Bear. David, I will get those, our parking. Oh my goodness. David. You're going to put those cards on people's cars. Oh, that's good. Seti's still here. Seti says, Tina, I'm my friend. Tina says, may God bless you. Sonal's laughing at Cher Bear. Kathy Martin says, oh my goodness, stop. Cher Bear says, I felt so bad for laughing, but that's what I kept hearing, even though even when I stopped what I was doing and listening. Yep, kept hearing it. Kathy says, David, and she's laughing. T-Bird, hey, T-Bird. Good morning, Daisy May. Good morning, T-Bird. Everybody say hi to T-Bird. Kathy Martin says, I don't know why people have to take up 3 parking spaces. I don't either. Orange Sharebear says, good morning, T-Bird. T-Bird says, good morning, Sharebear. Good to see you. Sharebear says, and they said it like a million times. How are you, T-Bird? Welcome. Seti says, good night, sweet dreams, all my friends. See you tomorrow. I pray to God to grant you everything you desire and good health and happiness throughout your life. May God bless you. Thank you, Seti. And same to you, and have a good night's sleep. Have a good night's rest. Abigail says, hi, Tina. David says, Kathy, someone literally took 3 parking spots in front of my building. All right? T-Bird, how you doing, buddy? Kathy says, when it's 30 below zero and it's the last spot, but then again, it wouldn't hurt me to walk once in a while, right? T-Bird says, doing very well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody check out T-Bird Stacking. Kathy Martin says, David, unbelievable. I don't get it. And Kathy says, hi, T-Bird. T-Bird says, doing very well. Thank you so much. Well, thank you for stopping in. Kathy said, David, unbelievable. I don't get it. Hi, T-Bird. Kathy says, I subbed. Good. Reinhardt's channel. Good morning, my people. Good morning, Jack and Stephanie. T-Bird says, hey, Kathy. David, I said my coworker, he should go back in driving school. The way he parks. Reinhardt's channel, just subscribe to Kathy, the Reinhardt's channel. Thank you very much. Thank you, Reinhardt's channel. Solno says, hey, T-Bird. Kathy says, I had an Escalade park right almost on top of me, and some 90-pound woman came out of it, and I let her have it. Good for you. Solno says, hi, Reinhardt's. Just subscribe to T-Bird. Thank you, Reinhardt's channel. How is everybody today? David says, Kathy, what about those who smash their doors on your car? Oh, they ding your car. Matt makes me so angry. Kathy says, thank you, Reinhardt's channel. Reinhardt's channel says, hey, Sonal. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kathy says, oh, David, don't get me started. Oh, me too, you guys. I'll be right there with you. Reinhardt's channel says, please reconnect with me. Reinhardt's channel. T-Bird says, thanks, Reinhardt's got your back. Abigail says, hi. The Reinhardt's channel. But I did get pulled over the other day for not staying in one lane. Oh no, what were you doing? Were you on your phone? David, my neighbor tried to gaslight me. It was my fault while I was in the lines. Reinhardt's channel says, T-Bird, thank you very much. Kathy, no, I just got off of work, wasn't paying attention. Oh, okay. Well, that's good that you weren't on your phone. You probably would have gotten more trouble for that, right? Oh, the great gaslighters, don't you love them? What's a gaslighter, you guys? I don't know what that is. Reinhardt's channel says, hello, Miss Daisy. It's Jack. Hi, Jack. Welcome, Jack. Connecting with everybody. Thank you, Jack. Everybody check out the Reinhardt's channel. Our friends Jack and Stephanie. Jack and Stephanie. The Reinhardt's channel. Check them out. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Kathy says, people that try to convince you are delusional when you know they are wrong. Oh, that's gaslighting? People that try to convince you are delusional when you know they are wrong. Oh, okay. I'm not up on all those new terms. Thank you, Kathy. So your neighbor did that? David, my neighbor tried to gaslight me. It was my fault while I was in the lines. Okay, I got it now. When they know you're wrong. Okay, I got it. Thanks, Kathy. I'm an old lady. I don't know all these terms. You're married to one? You mean like me? Or a gaslighter? Well, I gotta say, welcome, welcome, everybody. It is 10:09. I still have 16 people hanging out with me. Thank you, guys. 44 thumbs up. Thanks for the love, everybody. Hit that like button. Kathy says, gaslighters. Mary says, Daisy, you have an awesome day. See you soon. Bye, Mary. Take care, girl. Thank you so much for being here, Mary. Everybody say bye to Mary. David is Kathy, LOL. Mary says, goodbye, chat. Bye, Mary. Take care, young lady. David says, my mom asked me the other day when I'm going to get married. Oh, how old are you again, David? Kathy says, you could have the word of God and they will try and convince you you're nuts. I know those people. I hear you. Tammy. Hi, Tammy. Tammy says, wish I was there to hang out and enjoy this beautiful morning with you. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in. Have a seat. Kathy says, oh no, David. My neighbor's blowing off his dock. David says, I'm too young to get married for sure, LOL. Kathy says, then don't do it. Lisa says, bye, Mary. Bye, Mary. Yeah, you're too young, dude. Go have fun. Foxy says, I love everyone. Kathy said, don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. Do not be in a hurry. No. Kathy, moms here love to ask those stupid questions. I know. I'm sorry, Tina. He's blowing off his dock. These guys with their blowers, honestly. David, how are you all when you got married? How old were you all when you got married? That's a good question. Let's pin that. I like it. Pin it up there. How old were you guys? I'm not telling. I have people ask me when I'm going to have grandkids. I'm like, never. Never. Davis says, some of you all marriages are older than me. That's true. Kathy says, I know moms just want what's best. That's right. Kathy says, yes, I'm sure we are, David. We are. Sorry, you guys, he's still blowing off his dock. Honestly, the guys around here and their blowers, this guy has a blower, the guy next to him has a blower, that guy over there has a blower. Kathy says, married 25 years. There, I set the baseline. Shipper says, oh, my hubby just sent me this. Foxy says, I got married this year. Foxy just got married in like February. Shipper says, Kathy Martin just celebrated my 25th anniversary. Kathy says, happy anniversary, Share Bear. David says, I guess everyone married in 2000. I got married in the 80s, you guys. I got married in the 80s. Shipper says, Kathy Martin, happy anniversary to you too. Kathy said ours was the 15th, but no one acknowledged it. Well, happy anniversary, Kathy. That's awesome. That's something to be proud of. Shipper says, David was a good year. Kathy Martin says, hey, Foxy, sending you love, buddy. Sending you some love. Sending you some love. Da-da-da-da. Look, we have a couple clouds. What do you think that one looks like? What do you think that cloud looks like? T-Bird. Me and Miss T-Bird will be sharing our 38th anniversary this July. Oh, congratulations, T-Bird. That is fantastic. That is amazing, T-Bird. Happy anniversary to you guys. Make sure you come back in July and let us remind us. David says, Share Mirror, I didn't exist yet. Kathy said, we'll never do it again. Share Bear says, T-Bird, wow, that's awesome. Congrats and happy early anniversary. Kathy says, I don't mean to acknowledge on here. I met my husband. T-Bird says, looks like a heart. Yeah, it does. It does. Sherbird says, Kathy Martin, oh, you poor thing. T-Bird says, and today's my 59th year around the sun. Happy birthday, T-Bird. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear T-Bird Stacking. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great day, buddy. Happy birthday. Kathy says, it's okay. Just being married to me was his gift. Kathy says, T-Bird, happy birthday. Foxy says, my wife gets upset with me sometimes. It happens, Foxy. Just kiss and make up. T-Bird says, thanks, thumbs up. Kathy says, I'm not that far behind you. And I'm ahead of you, but not by much. Sherbird says, LOL, Kathy Martin. Someone says, happy birthday, T-Bird, a.k.a. Terrific Bird. Happy birthday. Happy birthday and soon to be happy anniversary. T-Bird says, thank you so much, Daisy Mae. You're welcome. Kathy says, hey, T-Bird. Kathy Martin's using emojis. Thank you, Kathy. Someone says, happy birthday, T-Bird. Yes. Happy birthday. Kathy says, I'll be 57 in October. Oh, you'll be 57. Nice. You're about the same age as my husband, I think. I think he's going to be... I'm not sure anymore. 56, maybe. David says, T-Bird, happy birthday. I wish that was close to retire. I wish I was that close to retire, David. Hi, Alex. Alex says, good morning. Hello, Alex. T-Bird says, thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishing. You're welcome. Lisa says, T-Bird, happy birthday. Hey, Gitten. Gitten says, hello, everybody, with emojis. Hello, Gitten. Welcome. Kathy says, creeping closer to 60. Yikes, girl, I hear ya. I'm just over that. And it's like crazy. Kathy says, hello. Sono says, hello, Gitten. With emojis. T-Bird using emojis. Thank you, guys. Kathy's using emojis. Thank you, Kathy. Sono says, I would rather be 35, not ready to be 36. Oh, you're 35, Sono? You're just a baby. Sherbert says, good morning, Gitten. Kathy says something about 60. I hear ya, young lady. I hear ya. 35 is so young. It is. Sono says, yes. Enjoy 35. Sean Film Vids. Hey, Daisy. Hi, Sean. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Kathy says, I remember when I thought 35 was old. Remember? You guys, when I was in my 20s and I was turning 30, I called 30 the dreaded number. And anytime somebody mentioned the number 30 before I turned 30, I was like, the dreaded 30. Everybody started saying it to me. And I thought 30 was going to be like, oh my God, I'm so old. And now I'm double that. So it's just crazy. Gitten says, hi, Sono. Hi, Kathy. Boxy says, I'm 36, soon to be 37. Also a young guy. Kathy says, now it's so young, right, Kathy? We know now. David, does it count if my health is like I'm 60? No, David, it doesn't. Sono said, I would rather keep my baby face. There you go. Stitch Love's back. Hi, Stitch Love. Welcome back. Thank you for stopping in again. Kathy says, aw, David. Sean says, hey, Sono. Kathy says, I was carded until the last few years. Oh my God, Kathy, that's great. I'd be blasting that to everybody I knew. Sono says, hey, Sean. Gitten says, I'm 65 years young. Gitten, I'm almost to you. Sono says, hey, Stitch Love. Welcome, Gitten. Thanks for being here. Please hit that like button, everybody. Stop by, hit the like button, say hello. Thank you. Kathy says, at the casino now I ask, aren't you going to card me? They say, no, you're good, thanks. Don't you feel insulted? Lisa says, I still get carded too. Oh my God, Lisa, that's great. Sean says, how are you doing, Sonal? Foxy says, everyone loves Daisy May. Oh, thank you, Foxy. We love you too. Kathy says, Lisa, you're lucky. T-Bird says, bye, everyone. I gotta go for now. Have a great day. Bye, T-Bird. Take care, buddy. Everybody check out T-Bird Stacking. Great channel, great guy. Thank you so much for stopping in. Sonal says, take care, T-Bird. Kathy says, I was carded until I was 52. Oh my God, really? That's awesome. Kathy says, now, no. Nope, not now. Sonal says, good, Sean, how are you? T-Bird says, please smash the like button. Thank you. Show Daisy May some love and support. Thank you, T-Bird. Kitten says, beautiful weather at your place, Kelly. Raining all day here. Yeah, it's really nice today. Really nice today. Yep. Thank you, Kitten. Sean says, I'm good, Sonal. Sean says, I'm good, Sonal. David says, let's go. I'm stuck in traffic. 20 minutes, you're still in traffic? Ugh. Kathy says, I look young. Oh, Kathy, you're so lucky. And you're beautiful. You're beautiful and young. Young looking, but you're beautiful. Foxy says, Daisy May, how is your dog doing? She's doing good, Foxy, thanks. Sean's lurking. Thank you, Sean. Lisa says, it's okay. They think your husband is your dad. There you go, Lisa. Kathy says, I was blessed with great skin. Oh, girl, you're so lucky. MK Fish and Kelly and Daisy are two cuties for sure. Hi, MK. Welcome, buddy. Good to see ya. David says, my commute is 15 minutes. Because of traffic, it's 40 to 45. That stinks. Foxy says, be right back. Sonal says, at least now I have a blue wrench so I can fix a chair with it. We got to pin that. That's good. That is good. Tina says, I got to go. Have a good day. Bye, Tina. Bye, Tina. Thanks for being here, young lady. Have a good day, Tina. Sonal says, hi, MK. Kathy says, Lisa, LOL. I went to pick my daughter up from school one time, and one kid said, Haley, your grandma is here. I'm like, thanks. Kathy, that's a good one. David said, anyone have any song requests? Song requests. I'm always requesting the Goo Goo Dolls, please and thank you. Kathy loves music. Me too. I love music. I love songs. I love singing. Kathy says, do you sing, David? Do you hear people talking or is it me? Oh, there's people over there. Okay. David says, Kathy, yes, but I don't like other drivers like it. I don't think other drivers like it. Kathy says, Lisa says, Kathy, you don't look old enough to be a grandma. Kathy says, Elvis. Davis says, which from Elvis? Kathy says, thanks, but I'm old enough. At that time, I was only 30. Awesome, Kathy. Kathy says, don't be cruel. The song by Elvis, Don't Be Cruel. I kind of remember that song. Kinda. David says, can people stop honking? It doesn't make lights go faster. Kathy said, I love all kinds of music, especially old songs. Don't care for the new stuff. Me either. I don't like the new stuff either, Kathy. Mm-mm. MK says, hey, Sonal. MK says, no, she doesn't. MK says, hi, Kathy. David says, nah, y'all ain't cool like Chris. She loves modern music. Kathy says, I love it when people pull out in front of me and there's no one behind me and turn, right? I know, they can't wait another second. Sonal says, Kathy, can you put me in the timeout chair if I'm naughty? Kathy says, hi, MK. MK says, to be the youngest grandma I knew was barely 40. Sean says, bye, Daisy. I'm going to game streaming, so later. Bye, Sean. Kathy says, hey, Sonal, what love? Sonal says, take care, Sean. Bye, Sean. Have fun. We like all kinds of music. I like all kinds of music. Old music, new music, 80s, 90s music, 70s music, 60s music, a little bit of the 2000s, you know, some, not a whole lot. It's Taylor Swift. I'm a big fan. So as of last year, I've already been put in the naughty list for Christmas. They didn't waste any time, did they, Sonal? They already put you there. I knew a grandma at 36. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Sonal says, David says, Sonal, you getting ready? You getting cold for Christmas? Kathy says, oh, no Christmas. Sonal says, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I just don't like heavy metal. Me neither, Lisa. Or rap. I don't like rap. Or heavy metal. We still have our tree on the back porch from last Christmas. You do? You should grind that up and put it in your plants. Like mulch. Or grind it up and use it as a potpourri. David says, no, rap is the best. Well, of course, because you're 21 or whatever you are, 22. Arcadia, welcome. Arcadia, welcome. Kathy says, I like some heavy metal, but not a lot. Yeah, there's a very few songs I do like. I agree with that. Someone says, I love rock and country music, but my favorite band is Backstreet Boys. I love the Backstreet Boys. Love them. I used to like rap, but not anymore. And Kathy likes old country. Nice. That's what keeps the world interesting, is that we all like different stuff, right? Yes, yes. Shibber says, Cat almost sent a game over emoji. Lisa says, me too, Sonal. Kathy says, I like the New Kids on the Block, I must confess. There you go. The New Kids on the Block, I remember them. You like what you like. Don't be ashamed of it. David says, y'all naming some random bands. Lisa, we have a lot in common, says Sonal. Yeah, the Backstreet Boys. The Goo Goo Dolls. You know, the Goo Goo Dolls are my favorite. You Get the Right Stuff, Baby. I love that song. You got the right stuff, baby. I don't know that song, but awesome. Awesome, awesome. I think our neighbors went away. Okay. Johnny Resnick, that's right, Kathy. Johnny's my Goo Goo Dolls. Sonal's Goo Goo Dolls, my second favorite. Oh, great, Sonal. I love the Goo Goo Dolls. They're from my hometown. Lisa says, Sonal, I'm an oddball where I live. Kathy Martin says, Johnny Resnick. Johnny Resnick. I love Johnny. I love Robbie. Shira says, Sonal, Kathy Martin, love them too. Sonal says, two songs I like from the Goo Goo Dolls is Slide and Iris. Yes. Sonal, listen to the song Become. It's Become by the Goo Goo Dolls. It's called Become. It is a beautiful song. Kathy says, he's so kind of nice to look at. He used to be, right? He's cute now, but he used to be. He's done a lot of work to his face. But man, oh man, back in the 90s, he was a hottie. David says, rich neighbors. That's right. That's right, David. Kathy says, Share Bear, you are so right. I like that song, Slide. Gitten says, hi, Share Bear. Well, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. We are coming back later on with Scrabble. If anybody wants to play Scrabble, meet me this afternoon. Gitten says, hi, Share Bear. Kathy says, I want to wake up where you are. Yes. You want to get married. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sola says, Share Bear, relaxing music, to be honest. Kathy says, love that song. Me too, Kathy. Do your neighbors need a grandson? Right? Anne. Oh my God, Anne. Hi. Did you have a live today? Sola says, hey, Anne. Anne says, hello, everyone. Don't go. Hi, Anne. I'll stay a couple more minutes because you're here. Because I want to see you. Everybody say hi to Anne. Did you do a live this morning? Kitten says, hi, Anne. Hello, Anne from Anne's Place. Everybody check out Anne's Place. David says, Anne, girl, what's up? What's up? Anne says, no. Oh, yes. Did you go? I forgot. Did you go? My neighbor needs something. I don't know what, though. But then the surgery was canceled. Oh, no. Talk about anxiety. So you finally got the nerve to go and it was canceled? So Moses, Anne, remember your channel is your place. We love Anne. Anne, hope you're okay. Yeah, she was going to have some dental surgery done. Dental surgery. When my rich husband gets out the poorhouse, I will buy us the neighborhood. Thank you, Lisa. We can all go to live in a campground. I love camping. I've always camped my whole life. You talk to your neighbors. Sometimes I do, yes, yes. Anne says, yeah, it's canceled because the tooth is infected. Oh, boy, Anne. Someone says, Anne, no, that's not good. Kathy says, I'm still waiting, too. Lisa. Still waiting, Kathy. You guys are funny. Hello, everyone. Dental ouch, yes, yes. Anne says, oh, Anne. Kitten says, oh, Anne. Anne says, vicious circle, yep. Right on, Anne, you poor thing. Tina says, I'm eating brunch, later breakfast, early lunch. There you go. Enjoy your brunch, Tina. David says, toothache is the worst. It is. Toothaches are the worst, you guys. Toothaches are the worst. I totally understand. I hate dental anything. I know, right? I have a really good dentist, so I don't mind going to the dentist. But before I found him, I did not like it. Ann says, but then when I got home, I thought I'm not in the mood to talk, so I still didn't do the live. Okay. Sonal says, dental surgery isn't fun. I had dental surgery last year and I couldn't eat anything. I got 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out. Oh, Sonal, I had 3 of them taken out at one time. Yeah, it's brutal. Kathy said, I had a nasal lift and bone surgery for implants. Ooh, did that hurt, Kathy? That doesn't sound good. David says, I will get golden teeth when I get rich. Ann says, ouch, Kathy. David. We're going to put that up there. That's cute. Kathy says, yeah, but it was for cosmetics, so I asked for my own torture. I hear ya. I had braces when I was in my 40s, which I wanted them. I totally understand. I don't know. I just thought it was cute. David. And I'm going to put up a poll really quickly, too. All right, we put up a poll. Just for a few minutes before we got to go. We got to go soon. Ann says, Kelly, my sister got her first job in 30 years and started today. Congratulations, Angie, your sister. That's awesome. Why? Oh, like, is she older? Is she younger? 30 years. Why did she start? Did she just want to get a job? That's interesting. Sherbert says, I'm having gum issues by one of my teeth. It's driving me nuts, hoping to not have to go to the dentist. Ugh. Try using the floss, Sherbert. See if that helps. Someone says, David, you remind me of Harry from Home Alone. We love David. Kathy says, I had great teeth. My dad had great dental insurance, and now they're all messed up. Right? They don't stay. They continue to move around. David says, Sonal, why? LOL. Kathy says, Sonal, laughing. Ann says, so guess what I did? I called her while she was in training. Oh my God, Ann. David says, or Sonal says, David, because he has a gold tooth. Kathy says, aw. Ann says, she's 57. Oh, okay. David says, Sonal, oh, LMAO. Kathy, that is awesome. Dental is the worst. Ann says they got married 2 months ago. She married her ex, and it cost them a lot to get her over there. Oh, okay. I get it. Just curious, that's all. So she got the work to help. Yeah, that's great. That's a true partner and team right there. Kathy says, gotta go to work. No, to go to work like that is awesome. Sonal says, take care, Kathy. David says, only one who is worse than a dentist is the barber. When does you dirty with bad haircut? Kathy says, wait, she married her ex? I was going to say the same thing, Kathy. I didn't know if I should say that. She married her ex. Kathy says, you too, Sono. Anne says she likes to call me the moment I have a live. So I thought, let her call me. Let me call her. There you go, Anne. Kathy says, David, you're so funny. Anne says, yes, she did marry her ex. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Just one Sue. Hi, Sue. Sue says, hi, Kathy. Kathy says, if it works, I guess. Yep, right. Sue says, hi, David. Just one Sue says, good morning. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, just one Sue. David says, Kathy, I didn't laugh when I had to wear a hat for 2 months. Aw, David. That's David says, hi, Sue. Kathy says, why a hat? Sue says, it's another cold, rainy day here again. Oh, no. You know, we're going north, you guys. We're leaving on Sunday. It doesn't look too good of weather up there. Anne says they were married 16 years, then they had a big fight and they both stubbornly decided to divorce and both regretted it for 6 years. Well, they learned their lesson, right? Joe says, hi, Joe Wrestling. Hi, Daisy. Hi, guys. Hey, Joe, how are you? Kathy says, cold hair too, Sue. David says, Kathy, because a barber did me so dirty, it looked like escaped prison. It looks like I escaped prison. Anne says they got divorced for something so stupid. Sue says, hi, Joe. Kathy says, oh, I see. Oh, boy. Anne says, so they got back together again. There you go. Lisa says, hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Sono says hello to Sue. Just one Sue. I'm sitting in the porch bundled up like it's winter. Oh, I'm sorry, Sue. David says, I have to make a dinner. Take care, everyone. Bye, David. You're home then. You finally got home. Thank you for stopping in, David. Have a good day, okay? Sue says, hi, Sono. Thank you, David, for being here. And says he wanted to go back to England that time, and my sister didn't want to leave South Africa. Kathy says, my mom took me to her friend to get my hair cut, and later in the year she did funeral haircuts. Thanks, Mom. Anne says that's why they divorced. Sue says, gotta get the fresh air. For sure. David says, I searched for a parking spot too long. Sorry, David. Someone says, what did the sewing pin say to her boss when she got fired? I needle this job. That's cute. Thank you, Sonal. That's a cutie. Kathy says, bye, David. Bye, David. Joe Wrestling, how are you? Gitten says, ooh, Sonal. Kathy says, I couldn't imagine marrying my ex. Me either. Anne says, I mean, that's not a reason to divorce, is it? It could be, Anne. It could be. Kathy says, love to Sonal. Joe says, I'm doing wonderful today, Daisy. Oh, good, Joe. David said, I will buy those tiny cars and park between two. Sue says, I wish the sky were clear today. So many very loud planes going by, but can't see them for the clouds. Someone says, Gitten, it was worth a try because I was doing a lot of thinking. Kathy says, I was just thinking in my case, the first time didn't work. Me either. Bradley's here. Hi, Bradley. Welcome, Bradley. How are you, Bradley? Anne says, my sister regretted it the moment he left, but was too stubborn to tell him so. 6 years wasted, right, Anne? Wow. Well, at least they're back together now. Sonal says, hi, Bradley. Gitten says, Sonal, you did the right thinking. And says he the same. David says, in the U.S. you can drive by 16. Some states you can drive at 15, David. Bradley says, I'm doing good. Bradley, let's make you blue, buddy, because I know you. Sherbert says, good morning to Bradley, Ann, and Just One Sue. Kathy says, if you ask my husband if he'd marry me again, he would be a hell no. Sue says, hi, Gitten. Hi, Sherbert. Ann says, LOL, Kathy. Gitten says, hi, Just One Sue. Bradley says, I know you too. Ann says, hi, Sherbert. Kathy says, I started driving at 15. Bradley, I gave you a wrench. Do not abuse the power, okay? David says 15 is insane. I was still in diapers. Bradley says, yay. Joe says, hey, Just One Sue. Ann says, I'm going to ask my hubby tonight if he'd marry me again, LOL. Of course he would, Ann. Sue says, the European startling babies are here screaming for food from their parents. Oh, Sue, how beautiful. David says, you can't hear before 18? 18, wow. She had a permit at 15, yes. Kitten says, hi, Joe. Kathy says, let us know what he says, Ann. Let us know, Ann. David says, Sue, well, you can't drink before 21. Ann says, I bet it would be a hell no after the anniversary debacle a few days ago. No, He's going to say yes. Joe says, hi, Gitten. Kathy says, I started driver's training at 14 years of age. Sue says, if you could hear them, you wouldn't think it's beautiful. I bet, Sue. Diapers at 15, David, LOL. David says, Kathy, we love our parents here. Ann says, I got my motorcycle license at 17. Ann says, and my car license at 19. Kathy says, David, we never want to leave home. I did. I wanted to leave home. I wanted to be on my own. I wanted to be an adult, have my own things, be my own person. I've always been kind of independent. Yeah. 50 likes, 16 people still here. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. Look at the beautiful clouds, you guys. Kathy said, I love motorcycles. That's cool, but I don't think that the community world would want me driving one. If rent wasn't this high, right, David? Everything's so expensive. Joe says the clouds are beautiful. They are, aren't they? Thank you. And says you might not believe it if you saw me today, but at 17 I wore all leather pants and jackets and long boots and rode a motorcycle. We got to pin that so everybody knows. Now everybody will know, Ann. So cool. Yes, rent is high, Kathy. And sexy motorcycle mama. I like it. Sue says, I've just been watching your shorts. I'm convinced Daisy is a devil dog in disguise. I know, Sue. How could she be so sweet and innocent and so evil all at the same time? David says, I'm so broke, eggs became a luxury. Kitten says, yeah, they are, Joe. Beautiful clouds. They are, aren't they? Kathy says, Just One Sue, LOL. Kathy says, David, stop making me laugh out loud. Ann says, yeah, my CB handle was Lady in Black. Kathy says, I'm supposed to be depressed. I'm glad we cheered you up, Kathy. If I can do one thing in this world to make somebody a little happy, make somebody cheer them up, I'm all for that. Ann, do tell us more. Yes, Ann. I love Ann. She's got some stories. Isn't she? She's so cute. How can she be so evil? Thank you, Sue. Sometimes I think she is a devil dog. Lisa said, I had my first liquor when I believe I was 1. Really? I'm not a big liquor fan. Mm-mm. Ann says, oh golly, Kathy. Sue says, Kathy has some nice videos too. Kathy does. Check out Kathy's channel. Kathy Martin, you guys. You'll love her. She's great. Sue says, hi, Lisa. Dave says, make her pay taxes. Ann says, the first time I got on that CB, nobody told me you don't give your address on it. Kathy says, Sue, thank you. I enjoy yours as well. Yeah, Just One Sue has a great channel, you guys. Check her out. She's a great lady and a great channel. Kathy says, Ann, I probably would have been banned on the CB. Joe says, hello, Kathy. Sue says, my parents used to put beer in our bottles. I guess to calm us down, it was the 60s, go figure. Ann says, so a guy asked me for it, and I gave it on the radio. Golly, next moment, all these guys sat at my home. Oh my God. Ann. Lisa says, hi, Sue. Kathy says, Ann, that's hilarious. Isn't Ann funny? She's got the best stories. Tina says, their end has come. Ann says, my dad was not impressed. Kathy says, Ann, oh my God, you sound like me. Birds of a feather, you guys. Kathy says, hi, Joe. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Coffee Cake again. Hey, Coffee. Kathy says, Joe, I subbed. Great. Lisa says, I love talking on the CB. I've never dealt with a CB. Is it fun, you guys? Is it fun? Ann says, I wanted to hide under my bed, but my dad made me go out and talk to them. Awkward. David says, hey, tiramisu. Kathy says, I tend to divulge too much. Lisa says, oh, yeah. It's okay, Kathy. You're amongst friends, right? You're amongst friends. And we're not going to judge you. Nobody's here to judge anybody. No judgment, everybody. Joe says, thank you, Kathy, and I sub to you as well. Kathy says, your dad, Ann, sounds like a trip. Kitten says, hi, Coffee Cake. Coffee says, Breaker 19. I used to be a Tweety Bird. Oh, yeah, put that up. Ann says, yes, Kelly, it was so much fun. Oh, Ann. Kathy says, thank you, Joe. Sona says, hey, Coffee Cake. All right, folks, we have got to go. I have so much work to get done today. Coffee Cake says, hi, Sono. David says, I was so fat when I was younger, I probably couldn't fit under the bed. Joe says, hi, Coffee Cake. Ann says, hi, Coffee Cake. I miss those days. Coffee says, yes, on the CB. Someone says, Coffee Cake, did you see a putty tat? Kathy says, David, really? Lisa says, we talked to people from New York to Texas. Ann says, it was better than YouTube. Really? Wow, really? Better than YouTube? David says, Kathy, I was a little muncher. Coffee Cake says, hi, Joe and Ann. Love your videos, Ann. Kathy says, David, you should consider stand-up comedy. Coffee Cake says, I talk to truckers. Aw, you guys are so fun. You guys are so fun. Ann says, thanks, Coffee Cake. Kathy says, truckers are cool. They are. They just want somebody to talk to while they're working, right? Coffee Cake says, hi, David. Ann says, me too, Coffee Cake. Truckers are cool. The Gamers Games, hi. Hi, Gamer Games. Shearbear, you all have a very blessed day. Thank you, Shearbear, you too. Sono says, take care, Daisy. You too, Sono. David says, bye, Coffee Cake. Coffee Cake says, I was in high school and called me Tweety Bird. Oh, and my call was Tweety Bird. I love Tweety Bird, Coffee Cake. Sono says, take care, chat. Kathy says, I had a good friend that was once That was one, he had great stories. That's Ann. Ann's got good stories. Sue says, I wanted to be a long haul trucker, but it obviously didn't happen. David says, Daisy, one more time before you leave. Kathy says, bye, Sonal. Sonal says, Kathy, take care. Gamer says, Sonal, I just seen you in D9 live stream. One more time? Sure. Oh, look, she moved over here. Are you moving around? Huh? Are you moving around? Hi. Hi. No, it's okay. Hi. Hi. Say hi to everybody. Say hello. Say hello. She was over there. Now she's over here. Say bye to everybody. Say bye-bye. All right, let me catch up. Kathy says, bye, Sonal. Sonal says, Kathy, take care. Gamer says, oh, I got you there. Kathy says, I did too, Sue, but one problem, I don't like driving. Lisa says, we should start our own CB channel. I am known as Lady Rebel. Look at you go, Lisa. Sonal says, Gamer Games, yes, I was there. Gitten says, take care, everyone. Time to make dinner. Bye, Gitten. Thank you for being here. Kathy says, bye, friends. Bye, Kathy. Thank you so much, Kathy. Please come back and see us again. Sue says, oh no, the killer dog. Daisy Dukes. Lisa says, oh, I want to give her a big hug. I wish you could. She's so sweet. Coffee Cake says, love you all. Hope you have a blessed day. You too, Coffee Cake. Love you, girl. You're so sweet. Everyone say bye to Coffee Cake. Joe says, hello. Oh my God, she's adorable. Thank you, Joe. Kathy says, Nibby is laying down too. Oh, go snuggle with Nibby, Kathy. David says, why she gave me side eyes. Kathy says, Daisy with love. Ann says, okay, have a good day, everyone. Bye, Ann. Take care, Ann. Love you, girl. Kathy says, Nibby says, hi, Daisy. Hi, Nibby. Hello, beautiful Nibby. Kathy says, you too, Ann. Nice meeting you. Sonal says, Gamer Games, good to see you. Yes, Gamer Games, thanks for stopping in. Coffee Cake's using emojis. Thank you, Coffee Cake. Look at those beautiful flowers. They're so gorgeous. Sue says, my wombat cat is sleeping on the couch. Snuggle time. Kathy says, well, I guess I'm not going to work. Kathy says, I'm not leaving yet. Sebastian says, hey, Sebastian. How are ya? Sonal says, hi, Coffee Cake with emojis. Ann says, same to you, Kelly. I'm sorry, same to you, Kathy. Says Ann. Sue says, hi, Sebastian. Sonal's using emojis. Thank you, Sonal. Sebastian says, hey, just one, Sue. David says, Kathy, let's go. You didn't use sick days this month. There you go. Sonal's all about freedoms using emojis. Thank you, Sonal. All right, folks, we'll see you later. Kathy says, every day is a sick day, David. Sonal's using emojis. Joe says, well, I got to get going. Have a great day, Daisy and everyone. Thank you, Joe. Have a good day, Joe. Thank you. Sebastian says, Sonal, how are you? Kathy says, bye to Joe. Sonal says, you're welcome. I'm spanning the chat with love. Thank you, Sonal. Lisa says, have a great day, everyone. Love and hugs. We need to end the poll real quickly. Do you stop by my post tab and play the daily games? 62% said yes. Thank you, everybody. 37% said no, but maybe they will go play. Stop by the post tab. Hi, Tina. Sonal says, doing well, Sebastian. How are you? Kathy says, thank you for the great chat. Thank you, Kathy. First of all, thank you for being here, Kathy. Second of all, thank you for that wonderful $10 donation. Oh, my goodness. So generous and thoughtful, and thank you. And second of all, Kathy, come back anytime. We're here every day. We're here now. We're here later. Thank you so much, Kathy. Sebastian says, I'm good. Thanks, Sonal. Lisa says, have a great day, Kathy. All right, we're going to take off. We're going to have something to eat. I got to get some work done. Look at the clouds are moving in. The clouds are moving in. The clouds are moving in. Kathy says, you too, Lisa. Kathy says, my pleasure. My pleasure, Kathy. Thank you for being here. Someone says Kathy's the best. Kathy's great. I understand Kathy a lot more than I understand other people. Lisa says 11 already. Yikes. Yes, I gotta go. Kathy said I just came in to say hi. Oh, Kathy, well, thanks for hanging out. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for talking to us. Sonal is the best. He is. Sonal's great. You guys are all the best. Hello, Stardashians. We're just gonna go say goodbye. Eric, hi, buddy. How are ya? He says hello, Daisy. Shira, sending love. Sonal is awesome, says Lisa. All right, folks, we'll be back later with Scrabble and tonight with puzzles, okay? Sonal sending love to Kathy. Thank you. Thank you, Sonal. All right, we'll see you soon, you guys. Happy Thursday, May 22nd. Sonal says hi to Eric. Thanks for the love, everyone. We'll see you soon. We'll see you today. We'll see you later. Have a good day, all. Sonal says thank you to Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Such awesome people on here. They are, Kathy. Most amazing people, including yourself. All right, we're going to say goodbye. We love you guys. Bye for now, everyone. Love you, Kathy. Take care, girl. Big hugs to you. Love you too, Kathy. Everybody say bye to everybody. We're going to go. Sonal sending love. Thank you, Sonal. I really, really have to go, you guys. What's up, Daisy Dukes? She's awake, you guys. Want to see her? Real fast before we go. Hi. Hi. She is the cutest girl. Yes, Sonal, I will see you around too. Unconditionally love you, Kathy. Take care, girl. Love to you too. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Love you, Sonal. It's okay. All right. What are you doing? All right, we gotta go. I love you guys. God bless you all. Yes, and you too, Kathy. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you later.